This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel as the Cats invade the room and we get set for another discussion. Well, you know what? We're previewing. That's kind of what we're in. We're in a lull, and I'm trying to make sure we stay afloat for Oilers every day. So today, previewing five guys. Pardon me. See, I don't even have my numbers right. Trying to drink lots of water. Got a ball game tonight, so got to get hydrated. Either way, like I said, previewing five guys I expect or they need a breakout season for the Oilers in 2019-2020. I know this is early. This is early predictions, ladies and gentlemen. We are 5 months away from the start of the season, roughly. Early predictions, and let's go have fun with it. That said, let's get right to candidate number one. I think it's pretty obvious. If he's still an Edmonton Oiler by the time the puck drops in October, well, I think we can all count on him that he needs a breakout season, and that indeed is number one on my list. Jesse Puljujärvi, because, guys, we all know what this kid's potential is. We've been told a million times, oh my goodness, he's going to be so good. We just need to give him time. Well, time... When you've played this much in the NHL, like, I hate prospects lists for the Edmonton Oilers at this point because he's not on them anymore, and he needs to be. He's still a top caliber prospect for the Edmonton Oilers, and when it comes to Jesse Puljujärvi, the potential's there, but he's got to break out and show that it is more than potential. It is results at some point. Now, I'm not saying that we need to be getting on him about that. I'm just saying, at what point do you blame coaching? At what point do you blame management? And then what point do you actually blame the player? And with Jesse Puljujärvi, I've said for the longest while, the thing is, he's a big kid. He's got brilliant skills, but the problem is he hasn't filled into the frame, right? He's a big, lanky, tall, fast kid, whatever, but he hasn't filled that frame yet into a complete hockey player. The second we see that, suddenly the sky is the limit for Jesse Puljujärvi. Everybody knows that. Will it happen this year? He's in desperate need of the breakout because we all know the trade talk heated right up this year, and I was calling for it as well, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm any immune to it, but you understand where I'm going with that. It's as simple as just going out there, breaking out, and really showing the Oilers what you can do. This is in combination with a new contract because he's an RFA on July 1st. So you got to figure there's going to be a little bit of math involved when it comes to Jesse Puljujärvi and the Edmonton Oilers this year if he stays an Oiler. So, was that a good place to start? I think so. I think that's a very good place to start on a top 5 list of guys who need to break out for the 2019-2020 season. So we're just kind of adjusting, seeing what ended up happening with the setup when the Cats came in. Either way, number 2, Mikko Koskinen. Guys, I was expecting you to guess it in the comments first. Mikko Koskinen is absolutely the next guy you got to have on this list. If you're going 1 through 5, you got to have him number 2 because Mikko Koskinen got to go out there and earn that 3-year deal, and it starts next year. Yes, it's a no trade clause from everything I've read online, but you know what that means? You still have limited options to get him gone if it doesn't pan out. And what other options do the Oilers really have? Shane Starrett, Stuart Skinner doing good things down there in Bakersfield. Stuart Skinner steps in and does fantastic in the playoffs, let's not forget. But you get where I'm going. The depth is thin at goaltending, so you got to expect that Mikko Koskinen, after the way the season ended this year, he's going to go to work, get the job done in the offseason, and come back. And I've said for the longest while, the best is yet to come for Mikko Koskinen, and that is a breakout season, a full 60-game schedule where he plays 60 games, wins 32 or 33, loses 5 or 6 in overtime in a shootout, and suddenly, guys, right there, oh man, did I say some magic numbers? Yes, I did, playoffs. Anyway, that's what we're talking about, is Mikko Koskinen breaks out, suddenly you get a couple other guys that I'll mention, and things look really good for us. So Mikko Koskinen, one player that needs to break out. One player for sure, but he also has to earn that contract. So it's a delicate balance between breaking out and becoming a star and also earning that contract along the way. Both should go hand in hand. In Edmonton, they often don't. So that leaves us with 3 more guys on my list. I like doing this charted out stuff that I've been doing recently, I must say. It really keeps me on track, even though I have a little bit of many laughs along the way. Guys, I'm scrambled. It's been a long day. Matt Benning, number 3 on the list. This is a should break out. This is where I'm getting at now. It's not guys who need to break out, because we've seen great things out of Matt Benning offensively this year. The defensive game, yes, has to come around. However, for Matt Benning, he shined at times offensively. We all know when everybody complained about the Oilers' decor and crapped on Matt Benning, the one saving grace he had was his plus-minus. And you know what? You get that going, you get some points in the row as well. Well, guess what? For Matt Benning, you get a little bit more time in a bigger role, depending on some injuries, depending on what happens with the Oilers' top 6. Matt Benning could easily find himself breaking out, not necessarily like, oh my God, he's a solid number 3 on this Oilers team. No, just breaking out into that perfect 5th defenseman. That's essentially what I'm looking at Matt Benning this year coming up in 1920, and it's totally possible given what he did in 2018-2019. I know I crapped on him lots, but that's the nature of the business when you're the Edmonton Oilers and your decor is what it is somebody's going to wear the brunt of the blame from certain people, and that Matt Benning was my guy. Chris Russell was my guy. That's where it's at. So, who wore the brunt of the blame but didn't wear no blame? Well, that would be Jujhar Khaira. You know what I mean? He was a guy that at times was on the second line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins doing fantastic things. However, he had that injury, and you know what? This is a chance at redemption, chance to get it right for Jujhar Khaira, because he was breaking out this year. Guys, the stats he was projecting were like 5-10 points above career averages before he got injured. And all of a sudden, well, he injured, and then he didn't do as much because he didn't play as much and things like that. So for Jujhar Khaira, guys, a guy who should have broke out last year, kind of sort of did, depending on how you look at the numbers. Guys, if he's an Oiler next year, I've already said I want him gone, but if he's an Oiler next year, you need to look at him to have a breakout year. Not necessarily in terms of he needs it, he should. It's just one of those things. It didn't happen last year because of injury. There's no reason it can't happen this year with everything right in the world for Jujhar Khaira. And the last guy, guys, this guy is somebody we saw limited time in the NHL this year, and somebody I really think everybody's starting to get really high on from his season in the AHL. The legend in the playoffs just keeps growing, don't I need to add, because Joe Gambardella, he earned his call-up. I mean, this was a guy that everyone early in the season was saying, in the AHL, this is a guy you gotta call up. He's been grinding away. He's been getting the job done. Look at the points. Look at the results. He's getting the Condors going. He's a glue guy. He's a good guy. He's everything. And Joe Gambardella comes up, makes some great, monumental family stories on his NHL debut. His brother's over there in Times Square on New Year's Eve. And guys, it was a feel-good story in a very crappy part of the year. Let's not forget. But Joe Gambardella's guy, now that The Athletic is starting to compare to potential what Fernando Pisani was to the Oilers back in the day. And guys, if you're somebody who joined the Oilers when the legend of Fernando Pisani became such a huge thing to so many young Oilers fans, guys, do I need to even tell you what that would mean to the Edmonton Oilers? I don't think I do. It's a very clear indication of where people are starting to take notice of some of these guys in the Oilers system. And Joe Gambardella, he's a guy, yes, he has to earn a roster spot. He has to go through the hard parts of camp. He has to come in and keep his roster spot early on. But he is a guy that doesn't have much NHL history. But just because you don't have an NHL history doesn't mean you can't have a breakout year, right? You could have 0 games played in the NHL and still break out. That's the way it works in the NHL. You put up 20 points when you're a 10-point projected guy. That's a breakout year. And for Joe Gambardella, the guy has absolutely projected some stupid numbers in the AHL compared to what most of our guys normally do, especially a guy that's kind of given the projections he has been over his career, working his way up. Well, guys, I think I really like these 5 candidates to do something next year. Breakout years. Should they all be Edmonton Oilers, right? There's a couple of guys, Matt Benning, Jesse Puljujärvi, and Jujhar Khaira might not be Oilers next year, so who knows? But guys, that's my early predictions on who will be Edmonton Oilers in 2019-2020 to break out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below as well. I've been forgetting to say this. Guys, if you are tuning in regularly and haven't hit that subscribe button, guys, you get the videos that much faster. You don't have to go hunting for them. They're in your subscription box. Why not do it today? Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.